What's up, all? Big Business, Quadruple single. And this album came out in 2011 on Gold Medal Records. Gold Medal Records is Big Business's own label, and this is the debut record on their own label. And Big Business are a four-piece from Seattle, and they play sludge metal. And their new second guitarist is Scott Martin from Crom and 400 Blows, which is very interesting and awesome because I happen to be a fan of Crom and 400 Blows. And if you're unfamiliar with Big Business, they play what I like to call bubblegum sludge. They've also been called power sludge, but essentially they are just a sludge metal band. But the reason I call them bubblegum sludge is that they're so damn catchy. Not unlike the band Torch, they have that same just very catchy quality to them. And I happen to find Big Business to be the darker of the two. And I'm sure that influences from Big Business and Torch vary since they're from opposite sides of the lower 48 states. But I could be wrong. And each track on Quadruple Single offers up something very, very different. None of these tracks sound exactly the same. The opening track, Always Never Know When to Quit, sounds very Black Flag meets 70s psychedelic rock with massively chunky bass riffs and the vocalist Warren's signature vocal style that reminds me a lot of just military chanting or cadence. And he definitely has one of those voices where, you know, you hear it and you know it's Warren from Big Business or Carp. And the track Ice Cold War is the longest track on this EP at just over 6 minutes, and it's very groove oriented. That builds into these just giant bursts of rage. And City Ham, which happens to be my favorite track on this EP and happens to be the most metal sounding track. It's very, very dark sounding with bass dirges just running throughout it. And it's just chock full of psychedelic sounds. And it leads right into the closing track, Guns. And there's one line repeated throughout this track, and it's the only, words uttered throughout this track, and that is, guns, guns, guns are better than anything else. And I think this would be a nice opener at a Big Business show just to get the crowd just riled up. And it also reminds me of like industrial music, just with that just repeated line, and I just picture fists pumping in the air while they're playing this track. There's also synthetic voices repeating that line as well in the background, which I did not hear my first, second, or third listen to this. If you pay close attention to this track, there's a lot more going on in the underbelly than meets, at the forefront with the simplicity of the lyrics and the riffage that lay on top. So yeah, I'm really digging this psychedelic spin that they've gradually been progressing towards with Mind the Drift and now Quadruple Single. And the second guitarist definitely adds a whole lot. I mean, I'm loving the guitar play off Tashi and Scott Martin. Tashi being the more psychedelic guitarist, just doing all these crazy things in the background, feedback, just making noise. And Scott being the more straightforward, heavy riff-oriented guitarist, and the two just play just great together. The bass work is always heavy as hell, and it's still present, and that's what I love very most about Big Business, that bass and Warren's vocals. That sound very military-like, very cadence-like, and drums have that off-kilterness that really complements everything on this record. Sick band. If you're unfamiliar with Big Business, this wouldn't be a bad place to start. Definitely peep this out. I'm going to link tracks from this album in the description box below, live footage of Big Business and interviews. So definitely peep this out. It's Big Business Quadruple Single, and it came out in 2011 on Gold Medal Records. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time.